Let's go to the biggest winner. Well, look, this one is super tough. It's clearly not Martin O'Malley. Here's Martin O'Malley in a nutshell. The great state of Maryland. And when I was talking to a person that I met and I looked him straight in the eye, and they give me an earnest squint, and then this is what we did. Okay, so I got it. I'm tired of it. Please move along, right? So it's between Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders, as usual, very strong on, hey, I'm not messing around. I'm for a political revolution. I'm not for the same old, same old. Hillary Clinton's going to give you the same thing. I'm going to break up the big banks. I'm going to go for single payer and health care, and you're going to get real change in America. So there's an argument to be made for that. On the other hand, Hillary Clinton, we're just talking about the politics of this and perception, not for us, but for the average voter who might have been watching that. Mm-hmm. She always comes out strong. And so when they attacked her on her Wall Street ties, she attacked back to O'Malley. Oh, yeah, you hired an investment banker. Oh, yeah, when you were raising money for Democratic governors, you got money from Wall Street. Oh, yeah, Bernie Sanders, you voted to deregulate swaps and derivatives. Yeah. And then if you don't know all the details, you go, well, I guess I'll call it even, which is to Hillary Clinton's advantage.
Also, Hillary has this skill, and I think it's an incredibly impressive skill, of remaining calm under any and all circumstances, right? So when someone is yelling at her, accusing her of something, and honestly coming out very aggressively against her, you look at her face, and she looks cool as a cucumber, right? Yep. And that is a great strategy in debating. And, her way of deflecting when she is being attacked is also very, very good. I'm biased, and I understand my bias, and I think that anyone who paid very close attention to this debate would see that Bernie Sanders won. There were too many one-liners by Hillary that I think could work against her, like her clearly stating, I don't believe in free tuition for everyone, right? Now, what she's trying to say there is that she doesn't want free tuition for the wealthy. She doesn't want tax dollars going toward wealthy kids going to school. But wealthy kids aren't going to go to state schools. That money is going to go specifically to state schools to ensure that underprivileged kids have an opportunity to go to college. But that one line, I think, could work against her. Bernie Sanders had an opportunity to hit below the belt with Hillary during this debate. He mentioned reinstating Glass-Steagall. He didn't mention who repealed Glass-Steagall, and that would have been a very effective way of attacking Hillary. He chose not to do that. He doesn't want to play dirty politics. It's very clear. The way he handled the questions about the voter data was excellent. He apologized when, in my opinion, he didn't need to apologize. But that went well with the audience and with people on social media. So I think that he won. I don't know if everyone else agrees with me.
So there was that moment, though, that Bernie Sanders said, in reference to combining the investment banks and the regular banks that we put our money into. That's what Glass-Steagall was. It used to keep them separate, and after they repealed Glass-Steagall, they came together, and then they started gambling with your money. So he said, well, I fought against that when Alan Greenspan was in favor of it, and Bill Clinton as well, and you might or might not know him, Hillary. So there was a little bit of a shot there, and good enough to make the point, I thought. Who do you think won, Wes?
I don't think there was a winner in this debate. I just don't. Mm-hmm. I think each candidate performed as expected and what their base wanted. Bernie came across as honest, direct, power to the people. Hillary came across as poised, well-researched with a plan and is able to articulate her plans fairly simply. This wasn't a winner-loser debate.
This is unprecedented, but I'm going to agree with Wes and call it a tie. I'm not a big advocate of ties. Okay, I like to have strong opinions. But in reality, I think Wes is right. As I look at it, if you're a Hillary Clinton supporter, you come away thinking she was strong and she was, resolute and all the things that you like about her. She's going to fight the Republicans. In her closing remarks, she directed it almost all towards her. Hey, you don't want the Republicans to win. That's her way of saying, if you elect Bernie Sanders, he might lose because he's outside the mainstream. You know that I'll beat the Republicans. I actually don't think that's true, and Bernie Sanders does better against most of the Republicans in the polling than Hillary Clinton does. But that is a conventional wisdom idea once you want to reinforce. Did she? Yes. Okay. And then Bernie Sanders wants to say, hey, listen, I'm going to bring you real change. He made that point over and over again. So if you're in the middle, I guess you got to decide which one of those do you want? Do you want significant change? Or do you want a person who's going to play the same Washington games, but a little better? I know our perspective is obviously leaning towards Bernie Sanders. So if you say, hey, that's, framing it in favor of Sanders. That's partly true, but it's also the reality. I mean, is anybody out there who's a Hillary Clinton supporter, can you earnestly say, no, she's going to change the way Washington works? She's going to come in, she's going to get rid of the lobbyists, she's going to do campaign finance reform and do public financing of elections so that the donors don't control our politics anymore?
Unlikely.
I mean, I don't think she's not even making that case. Right? Is she going to break up the big banks? She's not making that case. Is she going to go for single payer? She's not making that case. So you have a choice, and you might say, hey, I'm scared. I don't want Trump to win. I think Hillary has a better chance. Or I want a female president. Or I think Hillary Clinton is going to better execute general Democratic ideas. Those are all legitimate points to make, and then you would think that Hillary won this debate. But at least you got a clear, stark explanation of both sides with very specific policy proposals. So that's why I say, even though I would vote for Bernie Sanders for the reasons that Anna pointed out, I think that if you're looking at who won it politically, it's a tie.